Hi, I'm JMO from Xcase in the UK, www.xcase.co.uk. Today I'm going to look at a 2U chassis. We call it the Xcase RM208 Pro. I've got one on my bench. I'm just doing a little system build for somebody at the moment, and I thought it'd be a good idea just to go over the chassis with components fitted, and also for those interested in buying a server from us, you can see the chassis that we use. So this is a 2U8, so it's basically got 8 of these Hotswap front caddies. Currently this customer's having 4 hard drives fitted. Also internally they're having 2 standard hard drives, 500 gigs for an operating system, and a slim CD-ROM. So all in all, 2 internals, optical, and 8 hard drives. Fitted are these 4 high-powered 80mm fans. Now these aren't the standard sort of 80mm fans that you'll get in a desktop case. They're super red fans, very powerful, much higher RPMs than a standard desktop one, and they push through a lot of air. The fans themselves are Hotswap, in and out, simple as that. Now the chassis itself is 650mm deep. That allows for standard ATX motherboards like this one. This is a Tyan S5512, a micro ATX, or the extra rooms needed for extended dual processor boards. Fitted here we've got a redundant power supply. You can also fit a single 2U power supply. We do them 500 watt, 600 watt and 800 watt. The redundant one here is a 500 watt. So this is a fairly simple single CPU setup. An 8-port LSI RAID card. Connecting the RAID card to the backplane are these 2 8087 cables. Each port on the RAID card supplies 4 drives, and they'll go directly into the backplane to the mini SAS port, controlling the 4 8 drives. Now the backplane itself is rather special, but I'll come to that in a minute. But first of all, I'll switch her on. Now this is a fairly small little test room that we have, and the power supply is quite noisy, the fans are fairly noisy, they need to be noisy to push the airflow through. So I'll speak up a little bit louder. Now one feature about these are the fans themselves are temperature controlled. There's a connector that goes from the fan's PCB, 4-pin connector, which feeds onto the motherboard, allowing the motherboard BIOS to control the fans. Now, if one of the fans fail, the chassis is going to let you know by horrible beeps and a red indicator on the front. Replace the fan and we're all happy. Now, as I said, most of the noise is actually coming from the redundant power supply here. Fans are pushing out a lot of air but not working very hard, and they won't do until the system starts to warm up a little bit. But to give you an idea, if I remove the temperature control part, You'll see that that works very nicely. Now, a bit about the backplanes. As you can see, we've got 4 hard drives fitted, and we've got 4 blue LEDs. Now they'll basically flicker away with drive activity, and above those you'll see there's another LED. Now depending on what's happening, this LED will constantly be amber. That will be if, for instance, one of the drives has got a problem and it's rebuilding itself. It'll flicker. There are different flicker codes, but basically if the drive's going to fail, it will flicker to warn you. And if you've got a completely dead drive, then it will stay on constantly. These drives can be through the RAID card. You'll be able to identify each card through the RAID card. Just ask it what drive number 2 is and it will flicker away and tell you. And this is a nice feature that you don't get on all chassis. The backplane itself is 6 GB, so it will take SATA 2, SATA 3s and SAS drives. Now, we build up servers in this particular chassis. As I said, this is a single processor one, but we're happy to do dual processor ones and really custom build them to your specification. On the front of the chassis here we've got 2 USBs, hard drive activity light, power on, reset switch and LAN activity. So there you go, the X-Case RM208 Pro, a very nice chassis. Thank you for listening.